Hi guys, it is Vic, and it is I would say long awaited, but it's not really long awaited, get to know me video. The angle is a little bit odd, and I apologize. I have my questions on sheets of paper because I'm recording on my phone, and I have my tablet charging. So I'm going to do a little bit of just kind of like, hand brushing with my blush brush. And yeah, I will start from the top, answering your questions in a soft-spoken voice. I would like to apologize if I don't get to your questions. I think I got them all. Some of them were asked more than once, like my favorite jobs and how my husband and I met. So if the question doesn't go with your name, just know it's only because it got asked more than once, but I will answer it. I also want to apologize that my answers are going to be kind of like quick and to the point, only because I have about 21 minutes to record before my camera dies. So, okay, so we will start, and they're not in any particular order, but I really hope that this video not only relaxes you, but that it helps you get to know me a little bit more. All right, so the first question comes from Jess Bell, and she says, how did we decide on our son's name? So for those of you who have been following my channel, you know that we are naming him Luciano, and his full name is going to be Luciano Robert Joseph. My dad's name is Robert, my father-in-law's name is Joseph, and it's the first grandchild / grandson on both sides, so we couldn't decide between both of our dads. And we decided on his name, Jess, based on process of elimination. I really liked the name. We both loved Italian names because it was so fitting. I really liked the name Raphael and wanted to call him Raffy or Raff for sure, and my husband hated it. I liked some names that weren't Italian. Like I liked the name Ethan. I liked the name Max. And Luciano I felt like he's kind of been a Luciano since the beginning. And it stuck. It kind of all flowed together. So Luciano Robert Joseph. And yeah, it was kind of process of elimination. But no, it's not a family name. Okay, the next question comes from KimMan0810. Favorite ASMR vid? Honestly, Kim, I'm sorry, I don't have one favorite. I have numerous, but I do love personal attention videos the best. She also asked, how did I find the courage to do YouTube? She asked a bunch of questions, so I'll answer them really quickly. I found the courage to do YouTube because I'm incredibly outgoing in person, and I did not think my channel was going to get this many views or this many subs, so I'm very grateful for it, but it wasn't really a matter of courage. It was more just starting it, and I just did it. She said, what are your favorite and least favorite jobs? And this question was asked quite a few times. My favorite job ever, believe it or not, was waitressing and working at the car dealership. And the reason why I like those is because I was constantly busy and dealing with people. I love people. So that worked. My least favorite jobs were probably like when I was in high school and I worked at the mall. Not for me at all, because you get a whole different quota, if that's even the right word, of people, eclectic group of people, if you will, when you work at a mall, and it just was not for me. She asked about my culture, And my ethnicity is I am Italian. So my culture is my husband's also 100% Italian. So our culture is very old school when it comes to like getting together for family gatherings and the foods we eat and the way we celebrate things. She asked about my education, and I went to college to be a teacher, but the state I live in, there's really no teaching jobs, so that's why I'm not doing that. What have I learned from my younger self, and who is my biggest influence? My biggest influence is my mother, 150% every single day, as well as God. And what have I learned from my younger self? I've learned that if it doesn't matter, if it's not going to matter in like 5 years, don't spend so much time on the anxious worries, even though it's easier said than done. I've matured a lot since I've gotten younger, so that's a big one. And she also asked, oh, my biggest influence. I did say my mother, but my other big influences are people like Martin Luther King, JFK, Rosa Parks. I like anybody that stood for equality because I feel that as the world is getting worse, those are the people that really fought hard for everybody to be looked at as human beings, not as colors of their skin or anything. So, besides my mom, those are my big influences. All right. Rachel Widener asks, where am I from and if I will be a stay at home mom? I am from the state of New York. I'm not going to say the city I live in, but I live in a fairly medium sized city. I don't know if it's considered rural or suburban, but that's where I'm from. I'm originally from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, and I live in the States now, not far from Canada. And yes, I am going to be a stay at home mom. Elizabeth Merritt, who actually lives in the same city I live in, and Elizabeth, I know we have to get together. She follows me on Instagram, and she lives she lives locally. She asked if my past experiences helped me with my miscarriage, how my family and friends handled my anxiety, and my experience with my miscarriage. Yes, my past experiences with death and with loss absolutely helped with miscarriage, as well as I think the kind of person that I am. I think that because I've grown so much with my anxiety, dealing with a miscarriage and going through so much at a young age, like loss, definitely helped. My experience with it was a roller coaster. I went through kind of like the 7 different stages of grief: denial, anger, sadness, acceptance. And as much as I will always miss that little soul, I know that had that not happened, my son would not be on his way. My family and friends, I think, are very supportive of my anxiety. But it's hard for them because the people that don't have it don't get it. Like my husband doesn't have it, so he doesn't understand it, but he tries. And that's what's important. So I do, yes, Elizabeth, I do have a good support system. Ashley R1313 asked, how did I meet my hubby? Anywhere else I'd like to live? And my most embarrassing moment. I have a lot of embarrassing moments just from over the years, whether it be texting the wrong person, falling in public, so I can't really narrow it down. I met my husband through his mother was dating a guy, and I was friends with his daughter. And she was like, I know somebody that's single that you would probably think is cute. And we're 7 years apart in age. So he was 20 and I was 27. And I'm like, not going to happen. And lo and behold, I ended up marrying him. Anywhere else I'd like to live? Yes. If I could live in North Carolina, South Carolina, Jersey, or Seattle. I would probably want to live in those cities. Not cities, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so those are definitely the places I'd like to live. Adeline Sanchez asked, personal triggers and what am I most excited about having a little boy? Personal triggers are definitely like this, like camera brushing and personal attention, and anything role play, haircut role play, makeup role play, caring friend role play have definitely been my favorite lately. And I'm most excited about having a little boy because I think he's going to be a mama's boy. And there's a special bond between a mother and a son that's just, I can't explain it. So that's what I'm most excited about. The failed actress, who has been a longtime viewer and supporter, asked, if I could be a celeb for one day, who would I be? And I used to talk about owning a diner. Am I still interested in doing that? If I could be any celebrity for one day, I'd probably want to be Mark Wahlberg because he's like a megastar and he's got a great life and he's just made so many hits that, like, even though he's a guy, I'd want to be him for a day because he rocks. Yes, I actually just said to my husband the other day that I'm not giving up on the dream to open our own diner. And I believe the name of it is going to be called Pick's Place. Pic''S, because it's the start of our last name. Nick Pick, Vic Pick, Luciano Pick. Yes, that is our goal, that we want to open a diner, and that's what we want to call it. Tamra Knight, who is also a longtime viewer and supporter, and I so appreciate it, asked my favorite places to shop and my favorite makeup brand. Okay, so even if I got rich, like rip roaring rich, I'm just gonna grab my candy, guys. I'm still in my pajamas. Even if I was rich, I would shop at Plato's Closet because I like it and I like their prices, and it's obviously affordable. I used to like places like Forever 21 and stuff like that, but as I get older, I really like to shop online because I just don't have patience for people anymore. My favorite makeup brand kind of goes between Anastasia of Beverly Hills, Urban Decay, and Too Faced. Those are probably my favorites. Okay. MDP Whispers asks, do we plan on Luciano learning Italian? And the answer to that, of course, is yes. From the time he's a baby, I actually speak, I wouldn't call it fluent, but I do understand and speak some Italian, so yes. And for those of you who are going to ask if I'll do a video in Italian, yes, I probably will. So yes, we are going to teach him Italian. Elise B asks, my strengths and hobbies, my dream vacation, my major in college, and would I do personalized videos and charge a fee? And here comes Pepper. My strengths and hobbies are probably here she is. Yep, Pepper, I'm making a video. You're going to have to move your little tinky bum. She needs to be all up on me since I've been pregnant. Okay, my strengths and hobbies are probably that I'm very compassionate and energetic. I would say that I'm a great writer. Obviously, I wrote a book that's on Amazon Kindle. It might not be the best book, but I write poems and I write books. I'm starting my next book soon. My hobbies are reading, yoga, staying active, as I get older, obviously my hobbies are changing, but my dream vacation would be somewhere tropical. My major in college was education, and as far as personal videos, um, it'd be something I'd consider, but I'd have a hard time charging people because I'd feel bad. Okay. Believing ASMR wrote, why did I change my channel name? Do I still look at my vision board? Did I frame my Norman Rockwell pictures? And what happened to my Marilyn Monroe pictures? Um, Pepper, come on, honey. I changed my channel name really quickly and short, I will say. She's like, what is my mother doing? I changed my channel name because there's another girl named Lily Whispers. Yes, it's spelled differently, but well, Pepper. It is spelled differently, but personally, I was a little bit upset because I felt like enough people were telling me that there was another Lily Whispers, and I really felt that she should have changed her name since I started in 2011, and was kind of, oh, she nips if you touch her a certain way. Yeah, so I changed it because Victorious just went with my name, and I was just very upset that she didn't change hers. Not that I like expected her to, but I just felt if either one of us was going to change, it should have been her. Yes, I still look at my vision board, and I did frame my Norman Rockwell pictures. They're all in my hallway. My Marilyn Monroe pictures, I have like two, but I gave most of them away just because as I've gotten older and kind of created a home for my husband and I felt like they were kind of teenager-ish to keep around. I don't know. Ari A asks, how do I feel about natural childbirth? How many kids do I want? And is my whole family Canadian? I think that if you're tough enough to handle natural childbirth, then you go, girl. More power to you. I'm all about doing what works for you when you're in labor because it is painful, I'm assuming. I am opting for an epidural. If I do have a childbirth vaginally, then I'm going to opt for an epidural. I haven't decided yet if I want to get knocked out for a C-section or not. If I'm too anxious, I might opt to get anesthesia. I don't know. That's kind of going to be an in the moment decision. But as far as natural childbirth, I'm all about it's every woman's choice. And as long as I don't get any drugs that make me feel loopy, I'm all about getting things to make me feel at ease. We would like 3 to 4 children, but I don't know. I'm 34, so I might be done after him, and we might be talking about adoption. Yes, my whole family is Canadian. My mom and my dad. So, yes, my whole family is. Oh, I have to hurry. I'm already at 18 minutes. AS Lawn Service asks, how long have I been doing ASMR? And I have been doing it since 2011. K.E. Nuss asked, what grade and why did I most want to teach? Do I still want to be a teacher? I went to school to teach K through 5, minoring in special needs. I most wanted to be a teacher because I just loved kids. I still love kids. Now that I'm a mom, I don't want to be a teacher anymore, only because I would feel terrible devoting 8 hours a day to other children and not be home with my son. So that's the only reason why, no, I don't want to do that anymore. Allie Miller asks, favorite ASMR artist and how do I feel about sexual ASMR videos? Allie, I'm not even going to touch on the sexual ASMR videos because I'll be totally honest with you. They piss me off. Our community has fought so hard to not make ASMR sexual. I think they're disgusting. I'm not mad at the people that like them. I don't have respect for the people that make them. And that's just my personal choice. I think they're gross. I think they're degrading. I don't think there's anything wrong with a little flirtation. But when you're doing fetish videos and making out with girls and making sex noises, it's just go watch a porn if you want to do that. Don't bring it into our community. That's the way I feel. My favorite artists vary. My top faves would be Calming Escape. I love Cosmic Tingles, obviously Gentle Whispering, The Water Whispers, Peace and Sincerity, Lady Green Eyes. I have a lot of favorites. Tony Bomboni, I can't really pick. Hot Sauce 188 asks, how do I think I've changed from 2011 till now? Well, when I started as in my personal life and creator, and he also joked, how does it feel to have the best voice in the world? Oh my gosh, I have to hurry. I only have like 35 seconds and then I'll have to make a part 2. I've changed a lot with the way I look at things, with my outlooks, with how I handle my anxiety. I'm a lot more calm, both in personal life, I think, and in ASMR videos. I don't really know if I've changed as a creator. I think that's more kind of like up to you guys. As far as having the best voice in the world, I wish that was a real thing.